I'm Jonathan P. And right beside me is Michael Wood. And welcome to 1497
And we've got you covered with news from the entertainment world, intriguing interviews, everything to do with sports, and of course, we're going to make you laugh along the way.
And I want my damn respect too.
Yo! Welcome back to 1497 Podcast, baby. I'm your host, Jonathan Keaton. The greatest co-host in the world, Michael Wood, could not be here today. But I got my boy, Ryan Renfro in the building. Army West Point commit. Basketball phenomenon. The dribble god himself, Ryan Renfro.
Let's go.
Hype up the crowd, right? How you feeling today, man?
And I just got home from school, had a quick snack. I'm feeling good. Thank you. Great day.
That's what's up. Yeah, even though it's Monday, it's a pretty great day, you know.
Oh, we're starting off the long.
Exactly. Nice little gloomy vibes, but like it's all good. It's like a nice do what you gotta do, then relax day.
I know, honestly, got to get some college application stuff done, so perfect type of mood for today.
Exactly. Speaking of college applications, first things first, congratulations on committing to Army West Point. Woo!
Thank you.
So,
I appreciate it.
My first question, I'm going to just start it off with that. What made Army West Point the best decision for you, your family, and your basketball career going forward into the future?
Yeah, that's a good question. First off, my 3 of my family members actually served in the military. So, I mean, that was kind of something that I always saw myself doing in a way. I thought it would be cool. Just kind of the stuff when I was growing up, they would share all these stories. And I mean, they really got a lot of positive impacts from it. So, I mean, military experience is something I'm really excited for. Most people don't see it that way, but I'm all for it. And I think it's going to be very beneficial for me. That was a big part of it. But I think like the coaching staff and I mean, the people that are involved at the school are the ones that really helped me make that decision. I mean, just great people all around. When I took my visit, it was just such a great time. I mean, they felt more like friends, but I'm sure once we start like going and stuff, they'll be like on me and stuff. So, I mean, but it was good. It's a really good program. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. And it's dope. Like your family, three members from it went to the military and served in the military. Like it shows their bravery for their country. And it's just awesome that like you are looking forward to doing the same thing. And then on top of that, you get to play for them too. So it's a win-win situation, honestly.
And my teammates going there too. So, I mean, I'll know someone going into it.
Exactly. And then like when you and your teammate like get the chance of like actually like playing like real minutes, you guys have that chemistry going in, which would make you real powerful going into like tourneys, games on like long game stretches, this, that, and the third. So speaking of teammates, Glenbard West, GBW, is looking like one of the best teams in IHSA. So are you guys like, what makes you guys have that label?
I mean, that's a really big statement. There's some great teams out there for sure. I wouldn't want to say that, but I mean, we're just gonna like what I say, because I mean, a couple people will ask me this every now and then. I'll just say like one game at a time, because honestly, upsets like do happen, and I mean, it's those smaller teams who don't have as much hype who get you. And I mean, like the end of the day, we're in the same boat as a bunch of other guys. So I mean, it doesn't make us better yet. I mean, the season hasn't started. We haven't proved nothing yet. So I mean, it'll be an interesting season though, for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Excuse me. I like that humble attitude too, because like a lot of players would be like, "Yeah, like I'm the best player in the world," or "Man, my team's just so goated. Like we're going like 36-0 or something." And like those small teams do get you.
That's what we say at practice, just like, hype each other up. But yeah.
But yeah, no, I feel because like at practice it's like different because like you're like, man, like yo, Greg, you about to get a 30 ball tonight. Like, man, you
Yeah.
go crazy. About to average 30, 10, and 15.
Stuff like that. Yeah. And especially since like I'm just surrounding myself with teammates who are just gonna make me better. I mean, like open gyms, I'm guarding like a top 100 player in the nation. And so like it's just like the teammates I have are just incredible for sure.
Exactly. And like it makes you better too.
Does.
Guard like having like a great team like you guys do, it makes everyone better because you're guarding someone like your skill set or better than your skill set. So you're learning from each other. And speaking of learning, I love this caption. I was on your Instagram earlier. I love this. I love this caption. You said, "Since you're tired, you're tired of traffic. Create your own lane." So since you're tired of traffic, what lane have you created for yourself, Mr. Renfro?
That's a funny question. Yeah, I mean, I was going into basketball without like any. So I used to play football, and honestly, like that was my whole journey for sure at the start. Sophomore year, I moved to Texas to play football, and so I mean, like basketball was out of the picture for me at the time. I didn't pick up a basketball for like 10 months or 11 months going into my sophomore year. And I mean, football just didn't work out. Basketball, I picked it up randomly. Just like a teammate's mom convinced me to try out there. It's just crazy. And then I just ended up really enjoying it more. And I for sure had to like get back to where everyone else was here. I was under here. I mean, tryouts, like I was airballing every shot. Like it was so bad. I'm telling you, I was a bum. And I still consider myself one, but I mean, like we just still a lot of work for sure, a lot of work out of us.
Yeah, I feel you. That's funny though, that like just
Yeah,
like imagine so like one of your buddy's moms like, yo, like
yeah, no.
why don't you try out for the team? You should try out.
Yeah, I know. It's just random. It's crazy how things work out. Like I thought I was gonna be a QB in college and didn't work out. So I mean, here we are now,
So since you were going down that route, I want to ask, in a hypothetical world, if you still play football and you're still QB, what college would you want to be QB at and why?
Honestly, like dream school. Like if I could go anywhere, I think Texas A&M would be sick. Like for football, like they have Kyle Field. I'm not sure if you've seen it. It's so big. I just think like the football there it's really Texas football is something else. It's a religion there. I went to a high school. The high school I went to, they have like a $60 million stadium. It's a high school. Yeah, it fits a lot of people. So I mean, like, I think surrounded by that community of, I think it'd be really cool, Texas A&M.
Yeah, and like their stadium is like really, really cool too. And the atmosphere, the fan atmosphere, especially now with like we're getting past like the COVID like restrictions and all that.
Yeah.
Oh my, I couldn't imagine how the atmosphere at the 12th man station Texas A&M.
Plus, like growing up, I was a huge Manziel fan, like Johnny Football. So Johnny Football, yeah. So I don't know. I think that'd be cool. That's a good question.
I like that. So my other question to you is, I like to see where people had gone and how they got there or how they got to the point that they got to now. So if I didn't know you at all, and I asked you, walked up to the street randomly to you and been like, what is Ryan Renfrow's journey? What has your journey been like, man?
Oh, well, I mean, for sure, a lot of like getting up shots, a lot of lifting in the dark. I mean, my best friend, his name's Kyle Rossi. Quick shout out to him. He's the one who like got me into start all these healthy habits with working out. Like he got me in the gym, and he's committed to UCF as a pitcher. So he's a really smart guy. Like, and he put me in the weight room, and I gained like 25 pounds my sophomore year. And so like I feel like that journey of trying to like build myself and become stronger has I'd sure like really defined my career in my opinion. But I'd say like it was just like in Texas, a lot of shooting by myself, like a lot of solitaire, I'd say. So I mean, yeah, I mean that'd be my answer.
Hey, shout out Kyle, man. Shout out Kyle for putting you on that journey, putting you on that path,
Yeah,
because ultimately Kyle really helped you out by getting into the weight
did.
room. Like,
He was like the first person to believe in me too, and like that was just really helpful at the time because like I didn't know what I was gonna be doing my sophomore year. So yeah,
yeah, like you need that person that's gonna be like, man, I know we're not doing anything. It's Friday night. Let's go get up some shots or let's go lift up some weights, because not a lot of people are going to do that. Or not a lot of people are going to get out their house and do that on like a Saturday morning or a Saturday night. So like having a person like that around 24/7, it really helps you out. You know,
yeah, it does. It does. And like, I mean, I hated doing it too. I'm not gonna say I enjoyed it. Like he still gets on my ass. Like he'll make sure I get my sleep too, because I mean like recovery in basketball is really important. So like if I don't get like 9 hours of sleep, he's on my ass. Like it's stuff like that. It's just like surrounding yourself with winners, you know? Really.
exactly. Gotta have a circle full of winners. Shout out Kyle, man. Shout out Kyle. Shout out Kyle. So my other question to you, Mr. Renfro, as I
Okay.
go through my notes right now, what
Okay.
what were who was your childhood idol and why?
Childhood idol. Oh, I gotta say, this is a random one. Dennis Rodman. All right, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. So like Dennis Rodman would go on the court and just like he didn't even care about scoring. You know, he was like, how tall was he? He was not that tall for a center, right?
Yeah, I think it was 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah. At that height, which is kind of like what I am, like at that height to play and average that many rebounds and be like the scrappiest dude on the court. I mean, like I always watched basketball and I played like youth basketball, middle school basketball, but like he was the guy I looked up to because I mean he's a team player, you know, and the guy who's like sacrificed because like nowadays everyone just wants to score, you know, and I think what separates a player is helping out their team and trying to get the plus and minus stat up. And like Dennis Rodman was like biggest team player of all time in my opinion.
I agree with that. You know, it's crazy too. Dennis Rodman's one of my favorite NBA players of all time.
Really,
Like
really, you know a lot about
watching,
him.
watching. No, I'm so dead. You could ask anyone that I know and be like, "Yo, who's one of John's favorite NBA players of all time?" They'd say Dennis Rodman. Because like
Dude,
I
yeah.
love his play style. I love everything about Dennis Rodman. He has a great story too. If you have time, watch his 30 for 30. I forgot what it's called, but
Oh,
it's
wow. 30 for 30 is an amazing show.
yeah, that I love 30 for 30s. But it's just so amazing how Dennis Rodman goes into the mindset of I don't even need 10 points to be honest. Like I can just get you 10 rebounds and I'll still be satisfied with myself.
Exactly. And that's what I want to do for my team, especially this year. Like I mean, people worry about stats and like kind of the highlight tape, but I just want to win, man. And if it takes me sitting in the paint, trying to grab 15 rebounds, I said trying because like that's pretty hard to do. Like I mean, I'll do it, you know. And like Dennis Rodman for sure has inspired. I mean, it's like other than basketball, outside of basketball, there's so many other like instances where you can be a better player without getting the shine, you know.
Exactly. And Dennis Rodman did that.
Plus, he's like a pretty bold person. Like he's done some things where it's like, oh, like that's not what's normal. And I think he's pushed the boundaries with a lot of topics. So I respect him for that too.
Yeah, I do too. Like there's a lot of instances where you're like, man, like Dennis Rodman really got away with that. And
Yeah,
then
he's like, bro.
and then he would play the next game, and he
Yeah,
would have like 20 rebounds. I'm like, oh, go crazy, Dennis,
yeah,
go crazy.
crazy. Yeah.
So one of my last questions to you is, what were your first emotions when in your head you're like, damn, I'm a committed Division I basketball player?
I I don't know. I had a lot of like moments where I would start tearing up in a way, kind of just because like I believed in myself, but I never thought I could really do it. And I think another thing to like really think about is that, I mean, regardless of D1, D2, D3, like D2 schools and like high academic D3 schools are still incredible and really hard to play at. And like for me, like even when I was getting D2 offers, like I still thought that was amazing because it's still an opportunity to play regardless of what divisions it's at. But when I committed to Army, it was a really cool moment. And when the coaches gave me that scholarship on the offer, I thought it was like I started breaking down in front of them. It was so embarrassing. I was trying to hide it. I was sitting there like, oh yeah. It was so embarrassing, man.
It's like sometimes when like waters come down your eyes and then they're like, yo, bro, like why are you crying? And you're like, man, my eyes got water. It's allergy season, man. But nah,
Yeah, it
like
was
a lot of people.
that's what happened.
A lot of people look at Division 2 and Division 3 schools and they're like, yeah, like why would I go there? It's like kind of going to the stores and like you see Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then you see the off-brand of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and then you're like, why would I get the off-brand of Cinnamon Toast Crunch? But it's still good though. So it's like,
I wouldn't even say it's the off brand of that. I'd say it's a whole nother cereal like Lucky Charms or like one of the high ends because
yeah,
you can get so much out of those experiences. Like, and look at the D3 players like Duncan Robinson who've
I was
made it
just
that
about to bring them up.
yeah. So like, and even that like D3 programs and D2 programs are so slept on because it's like still pretty hard to play at the college level, first of all. So you're gonna get competition. And I've heard that argument and it's just so weird. But like also, I mean, you're still like doing if you really love basketball, it's an amazing option for you, you know?
Exactly. And then another thing too, it's like you have a bunch of dogs down there in the D2 Division 3 area because they're trying to work as hard as you, maybe even
Yeah.
harder to get to the level of Division 1 to repeat everything that they just did.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the end of the day, for me, like I'm going to that school, but I haven't proved anything yet there. Like I could go there and like if I don't work at all yet, I could not play any minutes. Like I could go there, they would just pay for my school. Like, but I mean, still have to play at like the next level is so impressive. And I'll play pickup runs with D2, D3 guys, and they're busting me, man. Like they're good people, you know?
Exactly,
They're good.
exactly. Shout out all the D2, D3 athletes out there because we all know you're grinding your asses off
Yeah.
to get to the point that you guys are trying to get to. So shout out all D2, D3, and Division. Shout out all college athletes. Shout them out.
Shout out.
But man, it was a cool interview. But Ryan's about to stick with us to talk some sports. I know. I'm surprised too. I'm surprised.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
15 minutes. Does that work?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Let's
Cool.
go.
We'll
Let's go.
do it in 10. We'll do it in 10.
Let's go.
All right. So Bengals beat the Ravens. Bengals. I know, Ryan. I know. Not only just beat them, they put up 40 points. 41. So off that win against the Ravens, are the Bengals for real?
Man, I think honestly, like in the past, they've been really slept on and had a lot of like bad picks. I'd say you can look at like Andy Dalton, like him going there, not really good. But this year, I feel like they really got it, you know? Like, I mean, they just beat the Rams and they're a top team in the NFL. So
Exactly. Like having that win, even though like the Ravens are like depleted right now, that's still a pretty good win because you have Lamar Jackson on the other side. And it's hard to stop a QB like Lamar Jackson because he can throw the ball and he can beat you with his legs too. So having that win under your belt, having a win earlier in the season against Pittsburgh under your belt helps. Their schedule's going to get harder, but this team is real, man.
It is. Hey, and how about them boys, the Cowboys?
Cowboys! How about them Cowboys?
Dude, we're having the best year so far. I'm from Dallas, so like I'm a huge Cowboys fan. And me and Braden Huff is one too, and we'll be walking around the halls like, how about them boys? I mean, we only have one loss this year. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it was bye week, but I feel like as the season goes on, we're going to prove ourselves. We're playing the Chiefs, though, soon, so that'll be a good game.
Hey, I like the Cowboys, too. I think the Cowboys can come out the NFC. I'm not just saying that because you're there, or I'm not saying that because, like, I think the Cowboys are good. Like, if I was just looking at the Cowboys, and examine the Cowboys, that's a real team right there.
It is. And what do you think about Trayvon Diggs too?
Trayvon Diggs, that man's a superstar. He's a superstar, baby. I'm pretty sure he's got a pick in every game.
Exactly, man. I troll all my friends. Like, obviously I don't think this, but like best corner in the NFL if we're like really serious, you know.
Yeah, I'd throw him in that conversation, to be honest with you. Man, pick every game.
That's
Pick
what I'm
every
saying.
game.
Hard to do. It's hard to do.
That is hard to do. So, college football. Since we talked about college football earlier, Penn State lost to Illinois at Penn State.
Yikes.
Is Penn State playoff chances done?
I think they still got it this year. I wouldn't worry about them. They're a good team, you know. I mean, look at Alabama. They lost to A&M. I mean, every team has that one hiccup, you know.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. And they got a schedule where if they went out, they play Ohio State, they play Michigan State, Michigan. If they beat all those teams and went out, I don't think the committee will look at it as like, oh, you guys lost to Illinois and Iowa. Yeah, you guys came in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know. And like, I mean, Alabama is still like proving themselves, and like they really look like the number one team right now. But because of that loss, I mean, it's setting them back. But I mean, their schedule is just kind of like Penn State, you know?
Exactly. Now, the biggest argument of our decade and our generation was it more Bill Belichick or was it more Tom Brady? And the Patriots clobbered the Jets yesterday. Clobbered the Jets. Can the Patriots make the playoffs?
I mean, it's the Jets, if we're being real. Like,
that is true.
I mean, I don't even think we consider them an NFL team. But I mean, the Patriots are a good team. They lost to the boys though, so that's all I'm saying. But yeah.
How about them?
How about the boys?
How about the boys? How about them Cowboys? Man, speaking of, how about them Carolina Panthers? Horrific performance against the New York Giants, the 1-5 Giants. Sam Darnold got benched. So, what do you take from that performance? Should we worry about Sam Darnold, or do we think Sam Darnold's cool?
I think Sam Darnold. I mean, like I said, everyone has their hiccup. I feel like it's good for him in his career for sure, because he's like, you know, like this position isn't just something that's given. So I feel like them putting him on the bench is something that he's gonna like. It's gonna be a beneficial experience for him for sure. And I think he'll get back though, because he's a dog.
Yeah, I like Sam Darnold. I like him a lot. So the last question I have for you, Mr. Renfro, is who should we blame on the Chiefs right now?
I mean, who do you think we should blame? That's a tough question.
That is a tough question. I think there's two ways. There's two ways of distributing or breaking down this question. I think it falls on Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes, he's got to be aggressive. And they're taking the big plays away from him, but he's got to make aggressive play calls to the point where you don't need the big play every single time. And then I would blame it on Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. They're great coaches, but they got to switch it up if they know that's not working. They got to create plays that are not – they got to create big plays that are not deep. They got to create those big plays in the short game, in the medium game, and then try to mix something up by doing like jet sweeps, play action.
Yeah. You got to be more diverse in the call. Hey, I'll switch this up. I got a question for you right now, right?
Ooh, wait.
All right. So, like, obviously, we haven't talked about them Bears yet, right? Like, I mean, we're from. Oh, I mean, we are from the city, right? Like, what's been going on this year? Like, what do you think? Do you think that Fields is like legit? Like, what's up?
Okay. The same thing. I'll keep on saying the same thing. One, Matt Nagy needs to be fired. That's the first thing I need to address. Wow. Two, I think Justin Fields is a great quarterback. I don't think that he should have came into the NFL playing as a starter early as he did. But it's okay, though, because you learn from every game that you play. So it's like
the NFL, like one game is going to do you a lot.
Exactly. And like, even if he plays bad, if he plays good, he's consistently developing at a good rate. It's just the play calls that Matt Nagy has is terrible. It's just so bad that it just makes me so furious. So
are you a big Bears fan?
Bears is my second team. My
Who's
first team, my main team is the Buffalo Bills. So I've been through some struggles.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick.
been through Fitzpatrick days, Kyle Orton days, EJ Manuel days, Tyrod Taylor days, Nathan Peterman when he was driving down the field against Jacksonville.
And now kind of good though.
Yeah, I mean the only thing for the Bills that they have to really improve is I'd say the play calling. I'd say the play calling, and then Josh Allen's got to work on his decision making just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I feel like he can be a top QB though in the future. He has a lot of potential.
Yeah, I think he's a top QB now. I think he's a top 3 QB, or not top 3 QB right now, because there's a lot of. Nah, I can't say right now.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I'd say top 5. I'd say top 5, top 10 right now. Because top 3, there's a lot of great QBs playing good right now.
What do you think about Rodgers?
Rodgers? Like what we talking about with Rodgers?
Because for me as a Cowboys fan, I mean, in the past, that man was a beast. In his prime, I know this is a hot take, but I'm taking prime Rodgers over Brady. Rodgers. I know that's a hot take, but Rodgers is the most clutch QB I've ever seen. But Brady has 7, right?
Yeah.
He has 7 rings, so there's not really much you can say, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna follow you on that take. Rodgers, I would take Prime Rodgers over.
Dude,
over Brady.
There's a 10-minute compilation on YouTube of teams giving him too much time. It's 10 minutes long, and he's able to drive down the field and make really clutch plays. So
yeah, and especially against those. I hate to say it, against the Cowboys. He did it a couple times against the Cowboys.
Pretty tough. It's been a struggle. Our 2016 run got shut down a little early because of him, but we move on. We keep receipts. This year we're looking much better than the Packers. So
I like that. They do. Well, that's the end of the 1497 podcast. I hope you had your.
Matt, one more quick question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, are you gonna be out at any Glenbard West games this year?
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to attend some.
All right.
Just shoot me your schedule over, and I got you.
I'll throw you a T-shirt. We throw a T-shirt, so I'll make sure I'll point at you when I dunk it.
Hey, if you're yo, give my boy John a T-shirt. Right, going deep, John. T-shirt, touchdown.
A T-shirt cannon. So we'll see.
Like
yeah. All right. Hey, thanks for having me, man. It's great to meet you.
No problem. Great to meet you too. Thank you for Ryan Renfro coming on to the show. Ryan, if you got to go right now, that's completely fine. I'll do the rest, that, and the third. But if you're more than welcome to come on anytime in the future.
All right. Let me know if you ever need anything, man. Good to meet you.
Got you. Good to meet you too.
I see you, man.
All right, later. So thank you, Ryan Renfro, for coming on to the show. That was a great show. It's a great Monday. I got a sports show happening in 15 minutes now. Me and Ian Ender. Shout out Ian. We're talking on the after party. So that's on Colorcast. As always, excuse me. Whoa. Wait. Excuse me again. All right. Ignore what just happened there for the whole minute. But anywho, subscribe to 1497 Podcast on all podcasting platforms. Subscribe to 1497 Podcast on YouTube. Also, follow 1497 Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and that little blue bird that is called Twitter. As always, trust the process. And then since we're throwing shout outs out here, I want to shout out the greatest co-host in the world, Michael Wood, for all the work that he's been doing when we have been partners on the Instagram posts and everything that goes into that category. He's been doing a great job, and I appreciate Mr. Wood a lot. Shout out Mr. Wood, aka the Woodster, aka Woody, aka greatest co-host to ever live on the planet. Me and Mike will be back Thursday, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. Green Bay, Arizona. Is Sam Darnold going to get traded? Is Dak Prescott top 3? There's a lot to talk about. So stay tuned, and I will catch you crazy kids, crazy cool cats that are 18 or above, and all the people that, yeah, I'm going to just stop talking. Catch y'all on the flip.